Yes.
Good afternoon, grade 5. No one is answering me. Again, good afternoon, grade 5.
Afternoon, teacher Mary.
Only
Good
count.
afternoon, teacher Mary.
Good afternoon, teacher.
How are you doing? How are
Um,
you doing? Good,
yes.
great, and
Good,
wonderful.
good, and good.
So today is, what day is today? Today is, what day is today?
Ray eat. Um,
You don't know, Lo. Today
Today
is
is Tuesday, the 11th of July.
July. No. January
January.
2022. Okay, today is Tuesday, the 11th of January 2022. How about yesterday? What was the day yesterday? Students, open your microphone.
Is Monday.
Yesterday was Monday, the
Yesterday was Monday.
10th of
The of
January
January
2022.
2022.
How about tomorrow? What will be the day tomorrow?
Tomorrow will be Wednesday, the 12th of January
January.
2022.
Okay, are you sleepy?
No, I eat your food.
Yeah, Kauhong is not sleepy, but how about the other students? I think they're sleepy. They're not
Yes.
answering. Or you're tired already?
Hmm? No.
Let's sing a song. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, clap your hands. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, stamp your feet. If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Play.
If you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray.
If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know it, shout hooray.
Hooray.
If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Hooray!
Hooray.
If you're happy and you know it, do all three. Hooray! If you're happy and you know it, and you really want to show it, if you're happy and you know
We
it,
then know that you have. Hooray!
hooray! Okay. So, what what is our subject for this time?
Science.
Okay, so our subject for this time is science. Okay, so we're going to continue our lesson about friction. And later on, we are also going to learn how to draw schematic friction diagram. We're going to draw a friction diagram, the direction of friction, the direction of the force. Okay, so but before that, let us watch again this video so
Yes.
you can remember.
The force
The
of
force of
friction.
friction.
Here's a cube
Here's a
that's
cube
placed
that's
on the
placed on the
table.
table.
We know that
We know
if we
that
are
if we
pushing the
are
cube
pushing the
in this
cube in this
direction,
direction,
then the force
then the
of
force of
friction will
friction
act
will
in the
act in
opposite
the opposite
direction.
direction.
If we apply a
If we
force
apply a
along the
force along
left,
the left,
then the force
then
of
the force of
friction will
friction
act
will
towards the
act towards
right
the
and
right
vice
and vice
versa.
versa.
The force of
The force
friction
of
will
friction will
always
always
oppose the applied
oppose the applied
force.
force.
What are the factors that affect the friction? Let me give you three situations and then you tell me what it depends on. The first situation is when an object with a smooth surface is moving on a surface which is very smooth. Second, in which the object has a smooth surface and the surface on which it moves is rough. Or the object has a rough surface and the surface on which it moves is smooth. And in the third case, the surface of the object as well as the surface of the table is rough. In which situation do you think will the force of friction be the highest?
Okay, now look at number 1. Can you see number 1? Okay, there are two objects in here, the ball and the floor or the ground. So two objects, say may ball and the ground. So let's say that the ball is smooth object. Smooth แปลว่าอะไร What is smooth? Smooth แปลว่า No one is answering. So what is smooth?
Yes.
Okay, so let's say the ball has smooth surface or the ball is smooth. And also the ground, this one, is also soft. So meaning two objects are smooth. Now look at number 2. Look at number 2. This one is a tire. Say may tire. Tire or wheel of the car. This one is rough. Rough แปลว่าอะไร What is rough? Opposite of smooth is rough. Rough แปลว่า What is rough? Rough.
ครุขระ
Okay, rough. This is how to read this one. Rough.
Rough.
Okay? You read GH as F. Okay? Rough. So the tire is rough. But the surface is smooth. Okay? The surface. This one, the floor is smooth. Or the ball is soft, but the surface is rough. Okay? Number 3. Look at number 3. Both are rough. This one, the tire, and the surface are both rough. So the question is, which of these 3 illustration has the highest friction? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Which of these 3 has the highest friction?
number
This
3
one, this one, or this one?
number 3
เด็กๆช่วยกันวิเคราะห์นะคะ ตอนนี้ที่เชอร์กำลังให้วิเคราะห์เนาะว่าอันไหนมัน highest ใช่ไหมhighest
ค่ะ
friction แปลว่าอะไรคะ highest friction เนี่ย
มีแรงเสียดทาน
แรง
เย
เสี
อะ
ยดทาน
ค่ะ
เยอะถ้าคิดเป็นภาษาไทยก่อนนะคะแล้วก็ช่วยกันวิเคราะห์เลย
number 3 teacher
Okay, so number 3, tamay, because two objects.
rough object and rough surface
Right. The first object, this one, the tire of the car is rough, and also the surface is rough. So it has higher friction compared to number 1 and number 2.
Intuitively, you will tell me that in the third case, the force of friction will be higher than these two cases. And in which situation will the force of friction be the lowest? It'll be the first case as both the surfaces are very smooth. Though there will be friction here, it will be lesser than that.
My darling, so lovely.
Again.
Lesser than that in the other two cases. If we just look at these three situations,
Okay, look at this one. So the lowest lowest friction in here is number, what number? Number lowest friction. What number has the lowest friction? Number 1, number 2, or number 3? Lowest friction. Number 1, number 2, or number 3?
Number 1.
What number?
Number 1.
Very good. Number 1 has the lowest friction because the object is smooth and also the surface is also smooth. So meaning lowest friction because the ball can slide faster or can slide easily because it is smooth. No friction.
We can say that the force of friction increases as we go towards the right. So can you tell me the first factor on which the force of friction depends? Yes, it depends on the nature of the surface on which the object moves and the nature of the surface of the object. Yes, it depends on the smoothness or the roughness of the two surfaces which are in contact with each other. If you want to find out if this is true, here's what you can do at home. Create an inclined slope on a table like this and mark a point somewhere on it. Now from this point, let a small cylindrical shaped object move down. You will see that it reaches a particular point and then stops. Next, place sandpaper right under the slope and leave the object from the same point as before. What do you notice? You will see that the distance covered by the object is lesser in the second case. And you probably know why. The surface on which the object rolled was rougher in the second case. And clearly, the force of friction was more. Why is friction caused though? It is caused due to the irregularities on the two surfaces in contact. What do I mean by irregularities? Now, even though the table looks smooth, if we zoom into the surface, we will see the surface irregularities. Even the surface of the object has irregularities. Though they are minor, they still exist. Now, the irregularities on the surfaces lock into one another. So, whenever we have to move an object, we need to overcome the irregularities. But why is the friction higher on rough surfaces? It's because rougher the surfaces, more will be the irregularities. And if the irregularities are more, then more force will be required to overcome them. So the first factor affecting the friction is the nature of surfaces. Is there any other factor you can think of? Let's say there are two bricks on a table. One weighs 2 kilograms and the other weighs 5 kilograms. Now, I apply equal force on them towards the right. Which brick do you think will go further? Remember that they are both kept on the same surface. And the surfaces of the bricks are also the same. On applying the same amount of force, you will notice that the lighter brick covered more distance than the heavier one. What does this tell us? It tells us that the friction also depends on the force with which the two surfaces are pressed together. If the two surfaces are pressed harder, the friction will be more. Why is that? Because of the second brick's greater weight, it presses on the table with greater force. Since its surface and the table surface are pressed together harder, the interlocking between the irregularities is more. And this results in more friction. So mainly, there are two things on which the force of friction depends. The nature of both surfaces and the force with which the two surfaces are pressed together.
Okay, so we have here two factors affecting friction.
So mainly, there are two things on which the force of friction depends. The nature of both surfaces and the force with which the two surfaces.
Okay, so here, nature of both surfaces. Okay, first is the nature of both surfaces and also force with which, cannot see this one.
Are pressed together.
Okay, the kilo or the weight of the object ใช่ไหม the weight of the object being pressed on the surface
which the force of friction depends. The nature of both surfaces and the force with which the two surfaces.
okay, so nature of both surfaces, you can see this one. If you look closer or zoom the object, you can see this one. This is what we call hill and valleys. Okay, hill and valleys. This one is less friction. This is more friction. Surface irregularities. Okay, hill and valleys. So more like this, more friction. And also the weight of the object also affects the friction. The more the heavy, the more its friction. Okay. Now let's move on to our presentation. Okay, it's just a review. Later on, we're going to learn how to draw a diagram or schematic diagram of friction. Okay. So friction. So we're going to review what is friction, advantage of friction, and disadvantage of friction. So what is friction? Friction is everybody let us read. Friction. Students, help teacher to read the meaning.
Friction is a force that acts in an opposite direction to movement.
The
Excuse
force.
me teacher
Yes,
เด็
teacher.
กๆทุกคนเปิดกล้องเดี๋ยวนี้เลยครูตู้ไม่รู้ว่าตอนเนี้ยเรียนหรือไม่เรียนน่ะหายแสบหายสอยกันหมดเลยอะค่ะเปิดกล้องเลย Everyone open the camera please because I don't know who learn or not
Sorry, teacher.
they don't have the responsible to teacher
Open your camera. Sometimes I only
ไม่มี
hear
ใครมีปฏิสัมพันธ์กับทีเชอร์เลยอะค่ะเด็กๆมีแต่สิริพรคนเดียวที่เหลือหายแซบหมดเลยเอ้า
the best in reading in here in their class teacher is cartoon first.
Just only cartoon yes first
Best in reading.
and I don't know the other study or not
ไม่ได้หลับครับครูกินข้าวอยู่
Everyone must
Okay.
read. Okay, everyone must read so you can practice reading also some difficult words. Okay, teacher trying to let you read some difficult words so that when you go to reading, Chai, I can help you to read that properly.
ช่วยกันอ่านนะคะช่วยกันทำมาหากิน
Okay, let's read again. What is friction? Friction.
Frictional force is a force that acts in the direction to the force which always opposes the motion of one object over another object in contact with it is called friction.
Luna is also good in reading. How about the other?
Very fast.
Chai, Luna, let's do it smoothly. Let's read it slowly, okay?
Teacher can choose the name of the student
Okay, I will call a name to read. Now let's have Nut Boy. Okay, Nat Boy, can you read it for me? Friction.
Frictional force is a force that acts in an opposite direction to movement.
Okay, next one. I want guitar. The
Okay,
second.
when you are reading, please open your camera also.
Okay, open your camera so that I can see your face. Everyone can see. Number 2, or the second meaning, the force which guitar. Are you ready? Okay, guitar, are you ready to read the second meaning? The force which always. Okay, let's have another student. I want inkjet. Inkjet, are you there? Or fight? Fight?
Instead not here.
Okay, fight. I think fight is here. Can you read? The force. Who wants to volunteer?
The
Okay, fight. The force.
the vo-
The force which always opposes. Don't worry, teacher will teach you how to read the difficult words. Don't be shy. Okay, the force. Inkjet, where are you now? Amo siya inkjet. Fight.
His internet is lost. She out. He out. สงสัยตื่นเต้น เวลาเลือกชื่อแล้วออกไปเลยนะ
Okay.
มีหลายคนเลยแอบออกไป
Who wants to volunteer to read? Volunteer. Who wants to read the second meaning? No.
I would like Puwarit. 9. Are you here?
Cow. Number
9,
what?
are you here?
Number 3,
Number
right?
yes.
Okay, cow. Susu. The force. Cow, are you ready? Who else? Who else wants to read? How about Tinoy? Tinoy? It's very easy. Don't be shy. Don't be scared. Teacher will teach you how to read.
Yes, teacher will teach.
Don't be shy.
ตีน้อยเปิดไมค์เลยเร็ว
The force which always opposes the motion of one object over another. Object in contact with it is called friction. Okay, so look at the picture. This one is the box,ใช่ไหม? And then the surface. So 2 objects in contact, the box and the surface. When the box is being pushed on the right direction, the friction will move or will go to the opposite direction. Okay, opposite direction. Okay, let's have the next page. Advantages of friction. Frictions enable us to walk without slipping. Slipping แปลว่าอะไร? Can you still remember what is slipping, cartoon?
ลื่น
Okay, so friction helps us not to slip. Okay. Okay, read. It is because. Who wants to read? It is because. Let's have I want to see students. Let's have Leo. Leo, can you read? It is because. Is Leo here? Hello? How about Hapet? Come on. Do you want to have points? I will give 3 points to those who will read. Okay, Nat Boy read already. So I will give 3 points for Nat Boy. Who wants 3 points?
I read every day.
I don't see อันอย่างก็น้ำหวานอ่ะ
Oh yes, Namwan is not here, teacher. I think
Oh, why?
yesterday I didn't notice Namwan.
Uh-huh. I think I don't see น้ำหวาน for a long time.
Last week,
She joy?
yes, last week. But this week, teacher, I didn't notice Namwan.
Okay, so I will call her.
Okay, who wants to volunteer? 3 points now for 3 points. Hapet.
เร็วๆใครช่วยกันอ่านได้3คะแนนที่เชอร์จะบวกให้นะคะเร็วๆค่ะ
Why are the students so shy to read?
It is the
Who is that? Who wants to volunteer? Go home. Okay, go home. Read it for me. It is because
of the
friction
friction
between
the
soul
of the shoes
and ground prevents
you from
sleeping.
sleeping.
Us. This one is us.
Okay.
So it is because of the friction between the sole of the shoe and the ground prevent us from sleeping. Okay, look at this picture. This one is a man walking. Let's say the man is wearing a shoes. So the shoes and the surface. Okay, so the man is walking, going to the left, and the friction is going to the opposite direction, going to the right. ใช่ไหม? The friction opposes the direction of the man moving. Okay, next. While walking,
we put
okay, 3 points for our homeboy. Who wants 3 points for the next? First is always reading too. Cartoon first. They're always reading.
I read first every day.
Chai. Nodi. How about
เนย
เนย
เนยไม่ค่อยเปิดกล้องเรียนเลยค่ะช่วงเนี้ยค่ะ
Okay, Nodi,
ไม่
are
ได้
you
จัด
ready to
การ
read?
หมด
ไม่ค่อยสะดวกเปิดค่ะ
ทำไรอยู่อะคะ
While
กำลังเรียนอยู่นี่เลยค่ะ
walking, okay, who wants to volunteer for the second one? Nui, are you ready? Or Nodi? Don't be shy. It's okay. Okay. Nadi, read. While walking, we push
While walking, we put the
ground
ground back
backwards
backward and the first
of
of
action
fashion
acts
of the art
in the opposite
in a opposite
direction.
direction.
Example,
Example,
in the forward
in the forward
direction
and
and prevents
addition art form
slipping.
sleep by making the balance.
Okay, very good. 3 points for Nodi. Okay, so while walking, we push ground. This one, look at the picture. So this is the shoes and the surface. Stepping forward motion. And then friction is going to the opposite direction. Friction helps us to walk. Okay, who wants to read? Walking on slippery ground.
Me.
How about grape? Grape.
You don't want me to read.
How about grape? Let's give chance to other cartoon, okay? Grape, are you ready? Jaja. Can we have Jaja? Jaja.
She is in the movie.
How about Nut Girl? Nut Girl. How about Bye Fern? Bye Fern 2. Fern 2.
Working on
Fern 2. Okay, who wants to read for this one? Guitar? Okay, guitar. Walking,
working on
slippery,
slippery
ground,
ground is dif-
difficult
difficult
because
because visitor
on slippery,
on on
slippery
slippery
ground
ground is less
due
to which we
may
may
slip. Okay, 3 points for guitar. Look at the picture. What happened to them? What happened to the people?
slip
They slip.ใช่ไหม tama? Because the surface,
less friction.
the surface is smooth, meaning it has less friction. Difficult to walk on a smooth surface. It is dangerous, right?
Yes.
Antalay. Okay. So friction enables a car to move on road without skidding or slipping. It is because, okay, who wants to read for this one? It is because Nut Boy already have 3 points. Noddy already have 3 points. Guitar
If
already
you
have
want me to read, you can call me, okay, teacher?
Luna. I know Luna is very good in reading too.
It's because of the friction between the tires of car and the road, which enables car to move forward without skidding. If there were no friction, the car would stay where it was.
Okay. So if you look at this picture, friction really helps, right? You cannot we cannot go to the places we want if there is no friction. Car cannot go to the direction if there is no friction between the tire and the road. ใช่ไหม? It's also dangerous if the road is so shiny. It may lead to accident. Okay, car move due to friction. Okay, look at this one. What do you see or what can you say in the picture? What can you say about the picture?
The car is sleep.
Okay, the car is skidding or slipping on the
On the
road.
road.
Chai. This accident happens when the road is wet. ใช่ไหม? When
Yes.
the road is wet. Friction enable us to write and draw on paper. Okay. Friction enable us to pick up and hold things in our hands. So look at this picture. Can you observe our hands is not so soft compared to our skin? ใช่ไหม?
Yeah. Yes.
Our
It's
hand
rough.
is rough, chai, so that we can hold things without slipping or without. So we can hold things, and if we rub our hands together, it creates what? If you try to rub your hands for 30 minutes, or I'm gonna say 30 minutes, 30 seconds, or 1 minute, it will create what? Warm, or it creates heat. ใช่ไหม? It is warm if you rub your hands because of the friction between your two hands. Okay, same like this. It creates fire. Disadvantage of friction. So this is the disadvantage of friction. Friction wears away the sole of our shoes. So if we always use our shoes in a rough surface, this will happen. Okay, this will happen to our shoes. If we always use in rough surface. Also, tire. This will happen to tire. Okay. Now let us read. How much I read? Draw. Let us draw.
Tends to oppose relative motion between two surfaces that are
Okay, so look at this one.
in contact. Let's look at the block is being pulled to the left.
Now look at this one. This illustration we have here: A, B, C, D. Can you see that? A, B, C, D. Okay, let's say that this one is the box and this is the surface. Okay, so on letter A, if the box is being pushed or pulled going to the left direction, where is the direction of friction? Okay, if the box is being pulled going to the left, where is the direction of friction? This one, the red color arrow. It's going to the right. My opposite of left is right. So block is being pulled to the left, meaning the friction is going to the right. Okay, let's have letter B. Look at the letter B. Okay, this one is the box. Box is being pulled upward. Shemay? Being pulled upward. The surface is slanting. The surface is slanting. So the box is being pulled going upward, meaning the friction is going downward. Okay. This one, the red arrow is the friction. Now, letter C. Look at letter C. So, also slanting surface. So, if this is the box, black at rest on the ramp. So, box or block is at rest. So, friction prevents body to slipping down. So, it prevents the box to stay. Okay, it will not slip. It will not go down, it will not go up. Friction prevents the box from sliding. Okay, letter D. Look at letter D. So it's like a ball. Ball sliding to the right at constant speed. So going to the right. The ball is sliding going to the right. And the friction, so the red arrow, the friction is going to the
Left.
Going to the left, the opposite direction. Okay, don't forget, just remember the motion of the object, the opposite of that is the friction. Okay, the opposite of motion is the friction. Okay, girl walking to the left. So this one, girl is walking to the left. Friction prevents body sliding to the right. Okay, so this one is the feet of the girl walking, going there. May motion is going there to the right. So friction prevents the body from sliding. Okay, so when we walk, we do like this. Okay, letter F. Look at letter F. Direction of motion of belt. Block accelerating to the right on a conveyor belt. Okay, we're not familiar with conveyor belt. Okay. Okay, that's it. So only how many students who got points? Only Nat Boy. Who else? Nodi, guitar. Luna. Let's ask teacher too.